about with CA and Dad about your father, and they don't remember that much about him because they were so young when he passed away. What are the things you remember about him?
One of the things that, when I think of Daddy, comes to my mind always is waking up in the middle of the night and hearing him scratching the tobacco loose in his tobacco can to roll him a cigarette and smoke, because he would roll cigarettes and smoke all night, and he smoked Prince Albert. And I can remember that so plain, just hearing him scratching that tobacco loose.
I remember him sending me to work. We all, us three oldest ones especially, were his hired help. We didn't get paid much, but we was farm help.
How old were you when you started?
Oh, golly, before we started school. I can't even remember when we started.
I was driving a team of mules to a wagon and a plow before I was 12 years old.
And when we lived down there at Dumont, he worked away from home on other ranches and things. We were living on the old homestead. And shoot, we were just like a bunch of, you never seen a bunch of Indian kids as wild as we were. We'd get up of a morning before Mama and Essie got up. We'd take off. And she'd come outside when she got up, say, Leroy, time after time. And we'd stand there and look at each other, and if we was hungry and wanted to go to the house, we went to the house. If we didn't, we'd just say, well, toodaloo, and go on. Carry water from the tanks, pour it in ground squirrel holes and drown them out, and kill snakes all day. And
one morning we was going, and Bill was going to go. Well, we had an old buggy out there that didn't even have the bed in it much of anything anymore. Mostly just a frame. We put him on that and pushed him out in the middle of the tank. And
well, the tank was about that deep,
it was about that deep, so he couldn't have drowned, but he was scared to get down.
And I'll tell you why he stayed, because if he didn't, he rode on my hip all day long. And I didn't aim to take him that day. And I think it was my idea. But we left him in that tank. Of course, we ain't heard about it yet. He might have drowned it.